Welcome to the HFT Stocks and Options Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Monday, February 25th, 2013. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 1,675. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 1,574. We had 43 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 4 new 52-week lows. For the breadth of the market, both on the NYSE and on the Nasdaq, we were pretty bearish today. For the volatility index, the dollar-weighted put-call ratio for the VIX, we have a bearish reading on March, April, May, June, and neutral readings on July and August. The important ones were March with 67% of the total premiums paid, April with 18%, and May with 11%. So pretty bearish readings here on the dollar-weighted put-call ratio. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. We were down today 27.75 handles for the day, almost 2% down for the day when we were up almost 10 handles. Pretty big reversal here on the market. As you can see here, we broke 0 sigma, we broke 1 and negative 2 sigma. We're looking for negative 3 sigma, which right now is at 1480. I feel we can continue to go to positive to negative 3 sigma easily here. I'm starting to get more bearish here as the market starts to come lower. Remember, one day does not make a trend, but this is the important things that I'm looking at here. We tried to make here a new high. We failed to make the new high here. Then we reversed back lower. And the next Friday we have here a big update. Today we're going higher. Continuation looks solid. And then just started drifting lower, finishing at the low of the day. Pretty bearish reversal here. I'm looking for a test of the 1476, which is the 50-day moving average, and then going even testing around these highs, around 1470. So some resistance, some support would be around 1476 to 1470. That's the target that I'm looking here now on the downside. For the Qs, I'm looking for a test of the 200-day moving average at 65.7. That's going to be important. I think that's going to take lots of week longs out there. And maybe we'll see what happens from there. We also would finish filling this gap we need to finish here. For IWM, also a big reversal, down 2.27% for the day. This one was the one that started drifting lower at the beginning of the day. And you can see also finishing at the lows. Important, I'm looking for the 87.75. That's some resistance here, and then you could take it even to 87.50. That's also going to be important. So that range is going to be our support down there. So I think we're going to go and test it. For GLD, we have this downward trend line. You can see here we have still a couple of points up, maybe a 2% up to touch it there, and then I think we're going to go back lower. Some consolidation around this period. We also have this support here. This low was here. We were not able to break that and go higher, so that's important also to look tomorrow if we're going to maybe trade against this stop on the short side, very tight stop. And next trade would be up to this upward trend line. Then when we will get it to the downside. I continue to be bearish on GLD. I'm looking for 150, 149 on the next couple of weeks. For SLV, pretty much the same here. We filled this gap here we had, and now I'm looking at this resistance around these two lows, and there I would want it to fail there and go lower. Remember we did not break this support here for us to go to 25. I think next leg down will break that support and we will go lower. For Apple, here we are almost down 2% for the day, finishing at 442.8. I wanted to stay above 442. The reason is that the previous two lows have been around the 442 level. That would be making a little bit of resistance down there and try to rally and break this downward trend line we have here. Maybe looking for the 460, 470 level. That would be nice. And of course, I wanted to see a break of this high here we had. Completing to finish this gap here, almost at the 50-day moving average. 491, that would be pretty bullish for Apple starting to turn around slowly. That of course is gonna take some time. This chart is clearly looking to the downside, but let's see what we get here for Apple. That's what I'm looking so far. For Amazon here, getting bearish on Amazon. We were bullish, we were bearish, and now we're bearish again. Here we're taking it. We were breaking the upward trend line. We broke the 50-day moving average. Now I'm looking for the 252 as our next target on Amazon. For Google, nothing wrong happening here. You can see here we have a 1.5% pullback today. We continue to have a great chart here, up momentum. I think we're going higher, but as I mentioned last week, I'm neutral on Google here. Maybe it's taking a break or consolidating around this 800 level, so I wouldn't touch it here to the upside or to the downside more than for a day trade.